Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for a brand new Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. We're going to be taking a look at a Gaming Greats 2-pack today. This one's an Amazon exclusive, coming April 2026. This one features the Phase 1 Coruscant Gaurd Clone Trooper and the Training Battle Droid Officer from Star Wars Battlefront 2. Taking a look at the packaging that those figures come in to start, we've got our standard Black Series box layout for an action figure 2-pack. This of course being a Gaming Greats release. We've got that foil sticker at the bottom right of the window, and just next to that we've got the names of the characters included in this set. We've also got the nice vibrant blue colour to signify it's a Gaming Greats release, and it's a Star Wars Battlefront 2, just to denote what subline these guys are from. You've also got the now traditional mural artwork on the side. Being a 2-pack, this is split between both characters in the set. That is then repeated on the back, with the Clone Trooper on the left and the Battle Droid on the right. You've got a quick write-up about those characters down the centre there, along with the Battlefront 2 logo off to the bottom right-hand corner. So we'll be taking a look at the Coruscant Gaurd Clone Trooper first. For myself and many others in the community, this is the main selling point for this 2-pack. Now personally, I've been waiting for this figure for some years. As you all know, I'm a big Clone Wars fan, and we first saw this design back in the Clone Wars movie in 2008, and it's been used in the series after that, and of course it's a playable skin in Battlefront 2, which is why it's in a Gaming Greats 2-pack. This is on the 3.0 Clone Trooper body mould, so if you've got that in any of its different releases, then as far as articulation goes, it's exactly the same as any of them. So you know what you're getting into with this guy, there's no surprises. We won't be getting into articulation in depth today, but what we will be looking at in detail is the brand new paint applications. This guy is obviously adorned in the markings of the Coruscant Gaurd. They've been done in a nice shade of red, and all of the paint applications, I am happy to confirm, are very crisp and have very minimal paint bleed. So he's got the red markings going all the way down the helmet, and a nice little detail that makes it specific to Battlefront 2 is the mouth plate has actually been given some red paint. We only see that in Battlefront 2, it's not a design element from the Clone Wars. Now, it's a little controversial as to whether that's a good inclusion or not, but it does make it accurate to the source material that it claims to be from, and it's very minor, so this guy could still stand on your Clone Wars display with very little issue. Now I'll just move the blaster out of the way so you can see the red markings on his chest, as they're very nice, and definitely one of the main draws of the design. And then you can also see that the belt boxes have been painted in the same red colour there, just across either side, and that the red markings do continue onto the lower leg and the knee pad, which, as you can see again, they've been recreated in very nice detail, and they've been done with pinpoint precision. Now for accessories, as you can see, this guy's already holding his DC-15 carbine. We've seen this quite a few times over the years, but it's an accessory that no Clone Trooper would be complete without. But should you want to give this guy a little more added firepower, you do also get the DC-15 long blaster rifle. Again, we've seen this a few times over the last few years now, and this has been done in that grey plastic with no paint application, unfortunately. But this is what we've come to expect, so it's very nice to have a little bit of weapon variety, just so you can display this guy on your shelf as you may wish. Now, as you can see, this guy also features a removable helmet, just as all the other 3.0 Clone Trooper releases. What I want to draw your attention to is the head sculpt. Whilst it is a reuse of previous ones, once again, the photoreal paint application has been updated significantly, and it looks very smooth. It's got a very good matte finish. The paint application looks very crisp, and it's just a lot more refined than those previous releases. Hope you can see a good look at that on the camera there. I will now just bring in one of the previous Clone Troopers. This is the Phase 1 Clone Trooper, just so you can see the difference in the photo reel. As you can see, the one on the right, it still retains some of that gloss issue that we used to have. But the one on the left, like I say, it's much cleaner, much more crisp when compared to what's come before it. So, whilst the head sculpt is a reuse, it just goes to show just how good those sculpts really are, especially with a few updated paint applications, which is really, really nice to see. So just pop his helmet back on for you now. Hope you all enjoyed having a look at the Coruscant Gaurd Clone Trooper, and we'll move on to the Training Battle Droid Officer next. So taking a look at the Battle Droid Officer now. This is the training version that appears in Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's a playable skin for the officer class of Battle Droid. I don't think it's been used anywhere else in the Star Wars galaxy, but feel free to correct me in the comments section if I'm wrong on that. Now, whilst this is a nice inclusion, and it is of course a variant that we haven't seen before, I can't help but feel that there are other designs of Battle Droid throughout the prequel trilogy and throughout the Clone Wars that would have just felt a little more welcomed into the Black Series collection than this guy. Just a regular Battle Droid Officer would be nice to see. There's also the pilots, the security Battle Droids, AAT drivers, even a firefighter Battle Droid. The list goes on. There's so many variants, and I know a lot of people would have liked to have seen those before this. But it is what it is. This is what comes in the set, so that's what we're going to be taking a quick look at. Now, just like the Clone Trooper, this guy is a repaint, so I won't cover the articulation. If you've got one of the previous Battle Droid releases from the Black Series, then it's exactly the same as that. But considering that, you know, that mould has been used for some years now, I am happy to report it does still hold up. There's no floppy joints on this guy, nothing's loose right out of the box, so you shouldn't have much of an issue standing him up on your shelf. So we'll just take a look at this guy's accessories really quick, because it's very short and sweet. You just get the standard Battle Droid blaster. Now, whilst it's nice to see, we've seen this many times over the years, and the officers in Battlefront 2 don't actually use these weapons. They use blaster pistols, and quite a variety of them. A few of them do actually exist in the line, so it would have been nice to see something a little more accurate included, but I do understand why this is what we've got. Now, this Battle Droid also has the small antenna piece, which plugs into one of the holes on his back. No backpack with this guy, but again, that's because he's an officer, and typically we don't see Battle Droid officers that have got the full backpack kit. So the only other thing to talk about on this guy is the paint job. And whilst it's not as interesting as what we see on the Coruscant Gaurd clone, I'll still do my best to describe it to you. So we've got the white livery all over the Battle Droid. That's typical with the training design as first seen in the Clone Wars. Now, what makes this, particularly the officer version from Battlefront 2, are the beige cum gold paint applications on the waist of the droid and on the shoulders going up to the head. And of course, because it's a training droid, you know, these are what the clones on Kamino would be training against, taking down, so it's adorned in lots of these little target logos, which is a very nice detail. It is something very small, but also something that Hasbro could have gotten away with not including, so it is nice to see them. And he's got one right in the smack of his forehead there, just in between the eyes, which have also nicely been painted. And then we've just got a little bit of grey paint on the back of the antenna, and then that gold colour does also just go down to the lower leg and on his toes. So there's not really much to talk about with this guy, but what you see is what you get. So that just about does it for this review, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Do let me know if you're going to pick this one up yourselves, or if it's one that you're going to be passing on. I think it could have been a little bit better, but it also could have been a lot worse, and as usual, I'm just happy to be adding 2 different characters to the ranks within my collection. Now, speaking of which, my next review is going to be the Gaming Greats 2-pack of the Purge Trooper and Patrol Trooper, so please tune in for that one. As always, you can find HD images of these guys on my Instagram page, so please follow me over there. Like, comment and subscribe, all that good stuff. and I'll catch you in my next video. As always, take care and may the Force be with you.